Well, hey. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday,
Yeah, and this is Tuna. And I have,
Dr. Michael Gross.
we are so thrilled to be here today to share with you Michael's words of wisdom. And today's topic, oh my gosh, Michael, I didn't write it down. Do you
Seeing the
remember?
signposts in our life.
Yeah, that's why it's a blonde.
I
Well,
plead the Fifth Amendment.
okay, well, let's just keep on moving along now that
Yes.
we've got everybody's attention, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing some of your day with us. We are really thrilled to be here. We really look forward to doing these every week. And Michael has a massively powerful message for you today. But before I let him have the opportunity, I mean, not let him have it, let him have the floor, I just wanted to say this is the most amazing man I've ever met my whole entire life. He has taught me so much in the time that we've known each other. And I keep looking forward to learning and growing more with all the beautiful lessons that he's sharing with us. He shares from the heart. He's a very humble man and very, very genuine and definitely a very rare quality caliber person in the nth degree. Okay. And no, none of this is scripted. I speak from the heart.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And on that note, Dr. Michael Gross is the author's. Oh, wait, no, wrong book. Give me your book. I had a book in my hand. He is the author of the Spiritual Primer. See that? Okay. Okay, yeah. See what happens when we.
I know, we have fun.
We get together, we start talking, we get all silly. Okay, I'm
Well, wait a minute. We got to share some exciting news again. And T has just written a book. It's now at the printers. And I think it's time she introduces it.
It's funny that you should say that. I felt the book in my lap and I automatically thought it was your book because I've been reading it all the time ever since I first got it over a year and a half ago when I met you. And I thought the book in my hand was your book, but it's my book. Look at this, you guys. Can everyone see that? I know I'm asking. This is my book. This is my proof book. It actually has words and everything. And the beautiful thing is that it's now at the printers, and I should have a date soon on when it will be at my doorstep, ready to get sent out to anyone who wants to get their hands on this. And I have to say that this book would not have been written had it not been for Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's a book that's going to enhance everyone's life and change everyone's life. But when she finally gets her copy, we'll have some fun talking about it.
Yeah, we're going to start a party.
Absolutely.
Okay, so on that note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to properly introduce Dr. Michael Gross.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, stop. I have this thing right here so I can make sure I read it right.
All right.
Okay, Dr. Michael Gross is an author, professional keynote speaker, transformational coach, and an entrepreneur. For more than 3 decades, he has been on a spiritual path as an intuitive, a healer, spiritual counselor, and a teacher. Through guidance of spirit, Michael has assisted others in their personal quest for self-empowerment, helping them to create the lives they have long sought and to bring forth their intuitive abilities. Michael currently teaches classes in spirituality, self-empowerment, Reiki, and other modalities. He is the best teacher ever. Oh,
Thank you.
got off script. I can't help it. I mean, I can't help it. A wonderful, wonderful man who has totally changed my life, and I'm so blessed he's in my life. So onward and upward. In concert with God, the true source, he has also achieved great success and miraculous healings. He remains humble, knowing the work that he does all comes from God, the true source. Michael lives in Lakewood, Washington, and has just launched his nonprofit called the International Institute of Self-Empowerment, and we will be sharing more about that as it continues to grow and evolve. It's in infancy stages, but it's so exciting to watch this develop, and it's out here soon and will be helping so many people. So, on that note, I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Michael Gross for his words of wisdom for this Sunday.
Well, thank you so much, Tio. I'm really excited when her book comes out, and she'll have strong messages as well. I want to thank all of you for joining me. And I was thinking, as usual, what I talk about, and I never really know, usually until maybe 5 minutes before. And I've kind of gotten used to it because I used to get very nervous. And as I posted the other night, something about signposts, and I thought I'd talk about looking and seeing the signposts in your life. So many of us are looking for a path, and so many of us are looking for direction, and so many of us are looking for love and joy and happiness in our life. And what really is important in your life? And if we break down, I think Steve Jobs, I'm not going to quote him because I don't remember that, but he talked about towards the end of his life, for those who don't know, he's founder of Apple. He talked about the most important thing was health. Not all the billions you have, not everything else, but health is so powerful. Yet I meet so many people today, and what they talk about today is they talk about, money, relationships, mostly money today. But money can't buy health. And money can buy temporary love, not true love. So when we incarnate in this planet, we all have missions and goals. And just review them one more time again. There's family, friends, relatives, children, husbands, wives, grandparents, parents on our vocation. And then there's the spiritual mission and goal. And this is the time that I'm being told for everybody to wake up from their deep slumber and time to pursue their spiritual missions and goals. There's an axiom that says, as you do the work of the true source, which is your missions and goals, everything will be provided to you and for you. In other words, get out of your way and let it happen. Let the door open up. But our human side of ourselves, with the ego, says, and by the way, ego means engine got out, that I want this, I want that, this way or my highway. And we get so confused, we don't know which way to go. And so many people I run into, yeah, I'm open up spiritually, but it has to be this way, it has to be that way. It's like, really? You're open, but you're not open. And one of the things we need to look at is the signpost on our way or in front of us or telling us what direction to go into. And I'd like to give you an example of some signposts. When you are working on a project and you keep running into brick walls and it won't work, it doesn't work, so on and so forth, it's telling you one of two things. Number one, it's the wrong direction. Or number two, it's not right time yet. And many of you are saying, well, when is the right time? The right time is when every door opens up for you. In other words, things go effortlessly and smoothly. That's the right time. That's another signpost. Another signpost is when you're forcing issues, meaning that, if you're an entrepreneur and you're selling items and you're high pressuring people, you may not even be aware of it. You're not getting anywhere. Maybe that's a signpost. Now, maybe it is. Because the signpost is saying it's the wrong type of client, it's the wrong person, the wrong presentation, or you're turning them off. Now, all of us have a gift. Yes, all of us, even those who are stuck in drugs and alcohol. Of course, that's their signpost that they're running away, but all of us have a gift. And it's time for us to look for that gift. It's time for us to understand that that gift is something we came here to share with everyone. Just as I am in service to you, so is to you. We're all in service to each other. Even though we're different ethnic backgrounds, different colors, different languages, we're all brothers and sisters to one another. And that's important for all of us to know. Why is that? Because our DNA, figuratively speaking, our essence come from the true source. So we are an aspect or part of the true source. It's important for us to realize that. And then we're all souls, that trite expression. We're spiritual persons having a human experience, or we're a spiritual soul having a human experience. It is so important that we support one another and respect each other's opinion, because that's another signpost. In other words, respect. Another signpost is responsibility. Another signpost is to admit when we're wrong. Another signpost is to look at our life and from the heart, see how we can help one another. I remember I asked for a sign, some of you remember the story, whether I should move from Boston to the West Coast. And I asked for a positive sign. That was my signpost. And I asked for several days. And then I was getting on this Southeast Expressway, as I call it, because it was heavy traffic, to go to the bank. And I got on the expressway, and as I'm going up the ramp, the car cuts me right off. Grumble, grumble, grumble. And I immediately looked at the license plate. I don't always do that. And it said Washington. That was my signpost. However, if I wanted to be analytical and, logical, and I call it analogical. Oh, I got cut off by a car. Oh, they're from Washington. Maybe I shouldn't go there. But I asked for a signpost. So clear. How else is it going to catch my attention except cut me off in traffic for me to look at the license plate?
It's kind of like a slap in the face, huh?
Isn't it? Yes, it is. And then I started making arrangements and drove out here. No job. Knew one person. Didn't know where I was going to live. I knew nothing. And I came out here on my way out. I stayed with a friend, one person I knew. Another friend who I was close to said, hey, we're moving out to Chehalis. Where the heck is Chehalis? And you can stay with us. Okay. So I found out where Chehalis was. And I stayed with them for maybe 9-10 months.
Wow.
And during that time, yeah, I know they drink
They
a lot.
put up with you a long
They drank
time.
a lot of wine and had a lot of brie.
Wow.
And then what am I going to do for a living? And I was looking, what am I going to do? And then I met another person. And this other person said, oh, someone's looking for an expert in gerontology. I know Michael used to own a nursing home, and you have a master's in it. And US West, the telephone company, at that time, went before the state senate to talk about caller ID, and they wanted me as an expert witness to tell how it would help the elderly. Well, my passion was elderly because I had a nursing home. My other passion is helping the elderly. My other passion was maybe if I do something really great, they'll hire me. So here I am before the House and the Senate, the state of Washington. I was given a half an hour, 40-minute presentation. They passed the bill. They shook my hand. Oh, great. Now I'm going to get a job with US West. They said, Michael, you're great. You did a great job. We think we'll take you to lunch, but you're too overqualified. Like, really? So I had lunch and I said, okay. Then another person approached me, another signpost, and they said City University, which is a 4-year college here in Seattle, nonprofit, said, they were looking for someone to teach economics and business communication and marketing, which is what I did in my past life, meaning before I moved out here. And I began to do that. And I taught on a part-time basis. And I first had 3 classes, 5, 6. I became, kind of popular. People sign up. I had 50 people signed up because I was a character. But it's really the way I presented
Well, that's a big
things.
surprise, right, guys?
Yes. And I was teaching there about 3-4 times a week. And I had a little spare time. Another college, Griffin College, junior college, and they contacted me. And I taught, what did I teach? Oh, psychology and remedial English, like dangling participles and adjectives. Oh my God, what in the world? I struggle with dangling participles. Some of you may remember that. And I had to learn it all over again. And I taught there. And I realized along the way, it helped me become a better speaker. It helped me to use my English. I ain't using them kind of words anymore. I'm speaking correctly and enunciating correctly. So it helped me along the way. And I had a lot of fun doing it. And it was really, really great. So that was another signpost. And as time went on, more signposts appeared. And City University said, look, we want you to start teaching, full time and to do teaching in Japan, which we're doing like equivalent to Zoom, and help those people in Japan. We think would be really great. And by the way, we want you to get your PhD in education. Really, it's called Publish or Perish. That's what it's all about. Along the way, again, the signpost is, I don't want to do this. And making a long story short, I went into a metaphysical shop and they said, time to start doing readings and teaching. I said, no, no, no. Finally, I'm teaching 4 nights a week. People are lining up. I'm not being bragging. These are the signposts. So I gave up teaching at the colleges. This was more and more of my passion. And I followed the signposts. And I want everybody to understand, when you get out of your own way, the signposts appear and the doors open up for you. And I will tell you, there were times that there were doors that opened up and doors that had closed on me. So if you think my life out here was very easy and wonderful, no, it wasn't. But it made me stronger in the person that I am today. Then all of a sudden, I was told to become a minister. Okay. A non-denominational minister. I was ordained for a nonprofit church. All of a sudden, what happened? Because I followed that urge. This day, I looked one day and my deceased wife said, do you know how many weddings you've done? I don't know. Take a look at your file. Somebody counted. It was over 1,000 weddings. I went, holy cow. But I followed the signpost. I'm telling these stories not to say Michael is great or wonderful, because that's not my modus operandi.
He's great too.
Well, thank you, but that's not it. I followed the signposts, and I'm giving you examples of the signposts. And that's so important. And along the way, as I began teaching classes, I became a certified hypnotherapist. The college I went to, the Tacoma Community College, my professor there, Roy Hunter, who was worldwide famous, we became very good friends. And each signpost on the way led me to one thing, to another thing, to another thing. And now, everybody's urging me to write a book. Not me. And I meet Patrick Snow. By the way, he's a phenomenal book coach. And Patrick, I meet him by accident through a friend of mine, Dean. They were doing some video filming. And all of a sudden, I find myself flying out to Maui. There I am. And I am sitting there and going to his workshop. And he puts me on Facebook to write a book. I said, oh, sugar. I used another word. Now I got to write a book. I don't type. That was a signpost I missed. And I will tell you that in high school, we had the choice of shop or typing. Macho guys do shop. But I knew it at that point I was wrong. But anyway, I took shop instead of typing. And I learned about nuance. And that's nuance is dragon naturally speaking. You talk in and it types for you. So each signpost along the way. But I'm no more unique than you are. But I listen, not all the time, to most of the signposts. And it got me to this point where I'm talking to you today. And each signpost will lead you to the love of your life. It will enhance your relationship with your family, your friends, and also your relationships. It will help you meet new people. It will help you write a book if that's what's important for you. Or it will help you in new jobs. If we're open to the possibilities, I define things as probability and possibility. So if I look at a probability, it's 50% or less. That's my interpretation. Possibility is 70% or greater. Notice the difference in terms. Every time in our life, every day we see, hear, or know signposts. The music, person saying something to you, someone thinking about you. Wake up, you have a dream that you remember. That's a signpost. Or maybe perhaps you hear something someone's saying, like you're looking for a new job or something, and you overhear a conversation from a friend, they're looking for someone. See, the signposts are there, but we have blinders on, We can only look forward. We're not looking left or right. If you look at a horse, they put on those special, I don't know what they call them, blinders, so that the horse can't look left or right, just look forward, basically. And that's what you are. You have these blinders on. that you can't see what is around you because you're so fixed and so focused, my way or the highway. That's what everybody, not everybody, most people say. And that's when we put the brakes on in our life. That's when we short ourselves out of the opportunities that are there. Now, one thing you have to understand, and that is your soul knows what's best for you. And I posted, are you listening to the thoughts of the soul or the illusions? Keyword illusions are the ego, and ego is meaning edging God out. See, the ego just wants to be self-satisfying, doesn't care whether you get in hot water, doesn't care whether things are screwed up. That's the ego. And I remember listening to a story about TSA. That's the people when you go to the airport and they go through your luggage. And I was reading about one person who went through the luggage, and he was stealing gold watches and jewelry. And some of the employees noticed it, but they didn't say a thing. But people complained. And they complained, and finally they put a spy in there, and he was caught doing that. Now, the other workers never said a word, which was wrong. And he said, well, the only reason I do that, because they don't pay me enough money. So that's his ego, justifying whatever went on. You and I know that's wrong. But you can justify anything. You can tell yourself any story. We are experts at lying to ourselves. I don't know if you knew that, but we are. Now we come to the point of, what if we let go, the expression, let go and let God, and ask for signposts? What would happen in your life? I would venture to say all of you would be very happy. Even more than that, realizing that in your signposts, sometimes to get to where you so desire, you have to take steps. Therefore, if I wanted to be an architect and I love to draw buildings, I would first have to learn how to draw CAD/CAM. And then after that, I'd have to go to college, learn architectural techniques, certain basics, then work for an architectural firm and learn from what they do, then finally step out on my own, using my own creativity, but having that background of information. See, that's what's so important. It's because when you look for the signpost, sometimes there are little mini steps that get you from point A to point Z. But who cares? The reason I say who cares is because each step empowers you. Each step gives you knowledge. There are so many things that are going on. I was talking to an educator, and she's the head of the department head. And she said the problem today with education, a lot of kids don't want to go to college. I said, what? Yeah, they don't want to go to college. I said, why? Because they think they can Google it and get an answer. Well, like I said before, it's on the internet. Gotta be true. But
No comment.
But the point is that if you do that, and listen, I Google too, and I get a lot of information. But if that's all I do, then I've lost my creativity. I lost my ability to search new answers, to realize there's something better out there. I mean, if we didn't do that, we'd still be using abacus, as the Asians used to use those strands and how they count on these devices they have. And, it's like rectangular, and it's got a wire in the middle, and it's got different colored little balls they slide back and forth. Or I would be using an adding machine and had a crank, and I had to pull the crank.
My dad had one of those.
Yeah. Or you would be using,
Calculator.
Calculator. Or you would be talking on a rotary phone or a push button phone.
I have one.
Oh, you're lucky. That's the point. And I've seen, just a little bit aside, where they showed the young millennials a telephone with push buttons and rotary phone. It's, well, how do you work it? They're thinking, well, maybe I got to Google it. Ingenuity would say, well, the numbers on buttons, and there's a dial, and it's got numbers, must have something to do with contacting someone. But see, they've lost the ability of creativity because the signpost for them to grow limited them because they think all the answers are on Google. Everyone in our life is a teacher to us. Everyone is. And I want to share one of my favorite expressions. And I love it. And I stand by it. And I will actually admit this to people. And this is what I tell them. Sometimes I'm the teacher and you are the student. Today, you are the teacher and I am the student. We learn from each other. That's another signpost. And another signpost in life is, what makes you truly happy? Remember I said about Steve Jobs, how important health is? And let's look at our health, our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual health. Those are what we need to concentrate on. And the first one is our spiritual health. And then our mental health, because the mental affects the physical and the physical health. So here's another signpost. What are you doing to understand what spirituality is about? Not religiosity, but spirituality. And what are you doing in your life to bring about joy and happiness mentally? Because that affects your body. How are we doing on time?
We're running out.
We're out of time?
Well, you've got maybe 3 minutes.
My goodness, I love talking to all of you. Thank you for letting me share these stories. I will remind all of you that every Tuesday evening from 6:30 Pacific Daylight Time to 7:30 Daylight Time, I have what I call a call-in. You ask for any questions you so desire, and hopefully I can answer them. And I leave a little 10-minute message. And it was number 190 last week. So
No way.
Yeah, that's something.
Man, you talk.
Boy, am I garrulous. I really am.
I highly recommend them. They are amazing and they are recorded. So we'll make sure we give you the number, but I interrupted him.
That's all right. You're fine. The call-in, as I call it, on Tuesday evening, 515-604-9097. 515-604-9097. And the access code is 125-446-pound. 125-446-pound. And then if you want to listen to the recorded message, I started number 3, don't ask me why, to 191. Go ahead, to you.
I have that number right
All right.
here. It's 515-606-5211. One more time, 515-606-5211. And the access code is
125-446-pound.
125-446-pound.
I want to share that with you. We have fun when we do this. And I want to remind everybody the second Saturday of every month, Pacific Daylight Time, from 9:55 a.m. to 11:01 a.m. That's 1 hour and 6 minutes. I invite all of you to come on to what I call the mass consciousness healing, where I give an introduction and then in silence we meditate, sending every soul and Mother Earth and everything on earth unconditional love, because I tell you, we really, really need it. And again, the number is 515, same as before, 604-9097. 515-604-9097. I know she's getting ready for this. And the access code is 125-446-pound. 125-446-pound. Thank you, everyone. We're having fun. I hope you don't think we're ridiculous, but even if you do, we're having fun.
It's okay.
And you know, I'll share one thing, and that is when I was researching spirituality, not religiosity. Get out of your mouth, Michael. I said to the true source, why is spirituality so difficult? And the answer I got, you humans make a big deal out of everything. And it's so true. So everyone, don't make a big deal out of life. Don't make a big deal out of signposts. Just go out there and have fun. Remember my mantra, you are unlimited. Thank you, everyone.
One more thing.
Oh,
Michael.
Oh, yes. Here's our books.
Oh, wait, this way.
Look forward to our books. Information's go ahead.
I'll put all the contact information in so that you'll be able to connect with us, or you can just go ahead online and learn more about Dr. Michael Gross or me. Or me.
Why not?
We had such a fun time bringing this message to you. So start paying attention and watch for your signposts.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Everyone, I love you. Take care.
Love you too. Thank you, Michael. I don't know what to do.
Oh, we'll get it right.
Okay, we'll get it right. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.
Take care, everyone.